Does God exist could be the question. Well, here's 3 arguments for the existence of God. 1. The design argument. It is hard to deny the order and beauty of nature. The amount of intelligibility, the way that bits and pieces coexist, order and regularity. From the molecular to the macro, the world leaves us in wonder. If you paid any attention in biology, you might have seen this. It's ATP synthase, a proton-driven molecular turbine that sits in the membranes of your mitochondria, literally producing power in the form of ATP. You might have come across a bacterial flagellum or a human ribosome. You see some similarities? Is this from the hands of a designer? The only alternative explanation is that everything we see came about by chance. But how can this be, since chance can only be understood against the background of order? Any person would look at this sculpture by Nathan Sawaya and know that it was created. Let's suppose there's another theory, that these blocks fell into place. Blocks raining down randomly formed the structure. Even if highly improbable, given enough time, it could happen. But chance could not form it alone. The interaction of subatomic particles, the spatial relationship of these atoms within the plastic, the forces holding these atoms together, the friction between the surfaces of the Lego blocks, a platform for the structure to form on, the interaction of gravity and matter, you'd have to assume all these and more before chance could act. So before chance could work, you require order. And it's the order that we see that suggests a creator. 2. The argument from change. Everything is in a constant state of flux. This is a seed. A seed can grow to be a giant tree. Firstly, a seed cannot bring itself into existence, and secondly, even though the seed has the potential to become a tree, it's not yet a tree, and cannot purely change itself. It needs to be acted on by other things around it. It needs some dirt, some water, some nutrients. For argument's sake, let's say the seed requires 7 changes so it can change. Now the next question is, are these changes remaining constant, or are they themselves changing? Well, they're changing. So these 7 changes each need their changes to change. Now, zoom out. The universe is the sum total of space, matter, and time. Space, matter, and time are continually changing, but can't bring themselves into being or make themselves change. Therefore, there has to be a force external to space, matter, and time, the unchanging source of existence and change. 3. The Kalam argument. But perhaps the universe does not need a creator because it's always been around. There cannot be an unending series of changes changing things, and here's why. Here's today. If the past is infinite, there's an infinite amount of days back that way. But it would take an infinite amount of days to reach this day. So this day could never be reached, because an infinite amount of time would have to pass to get to today. So the universe must have had a start, and must have had a reason to start.